Almost 20 years ago, a guy who was a wealthy senior coworker at the time told me something that has stuck in my head ever since. Partly because it was so incredibly simple, but also because it was a little bit frustrating and yet somehow inspiring. What he told me was that being wealthy is like surfing. It's difficult to get on the board, but once you do, it's actually pretty easy to keep going. Before you dismiss this as a simple concept, let me just explain how the Wall Street insiders and the MAGA politicians taking advantage of the purposeful wild swings in the stock market just proved why this concept is so powerful. First, you have to think of your income compared to your cost of living. With 65% of Americans reporting that they currently live paycheck to paycheck, odds are you're one of the millions of people who doesn't have a ton of excess cash lying around. And if you do have a little bit of extra cash, it's unlikely you're going to take a huge risk with it. But if you're wealthy, everything changes. You pay all your bills, you max out your retirement contributions, you buy a house, then you buy a vacation house, then you buy 3 rental properties, then you buy a yacht, and then you look at your bank account and you still have too much money left. Might as well give it to someone to invest. If those investments are a little bit risky, who cares? You already have your house and your yacht. And for the wealthy, that's where the magic begins. Consider this simple fact. Even though 62% of Americans have money in the stock market, almost entirely through employer retirement plans, the top 1% of investors have over 50% of stock value. That is $23 trillion in shares for just 1% of the population, compared to only $480 billion for the bottom 50% of American adults. Now, this isn't because regular Americans don't want to make money in the stock market. It's because we either don't have money to risk or we just don't know how to do it. When they say on the news, buy the dip, most of us are going to go to the store and get some guacamole and then look around and say, am I rich yet? Meanwhile, the ultra wealthy have an investment manager, and that person is reading Donald Trump's Truth Social posts in the middle of a workday, and when they see an opportunity to exploit, they go clicky, clicky, click. They move $10 million in investment funds around, and boom, that money has grown by $2 or $3 million, making that investor more money in a couple of hours than many Americans will earn in their entire careers.